The fourth set is going to be played on Bel'Shir Vestige. Spawning in the bottom right-hand position as the blue Protoss from Evil Genius's Team Liquid. His name is Oz.
His opponent spawns in the left top position, possibly the last match for Kespa teammate today. He needs to get this win to drag the set games into 5th set. His name is Terminator.
So, will Terminator terminate his opponent, or will he just melt in a boiling pile of lava?
You're supposed to save the analogy until he types a GG.
Oh well.
Oh well. Well, that's one of the analogies out the back.
Indeed. So let's just keep it at one today. Alright, so last PvP game between JYP and Argo, we did see JYP go for an in-base 1-gate proxy, did a great amount of damage with it, and then just followed it up with Blink and overpowered his opponent. I'd be actually really surprised if Terminator doesn't scout around his base for some proxies this game.
Yeah, usually, in a PvP scenario, if you're just trying to play against other Protoss players on ladder, it's just great habit. As soon as you throw down the gateway, you scout inside the main base or scout his opponent's base right away.
Both players are scouting for proxies. I like it. Why not, man? It doesn't hurt your economy that much, and 1 out of 10 games, man, you're going to get proxy.
Now, here's a little tip. You don't have to scout the natural unless you want to be extra safe after the gateway. Because if the proxy is inside the main base, you need to throw up a lot of gateways inside the main base to defend against proxy. But if the proxy is outside of the main base, you can buy enough time, maybe lose 1 or 2 probes here and there, but buy enough time to get the mothership core out, to get 2 stalkers out, to defend against the Zealots that's proxied outside of the base.
Yeah. Of course, though, neither player here is going to go for a proxy play.
Just a little tip.
Yeah. Always scout for the proxies, guys.
Yes.
Just always do it.
Yeah.
Oz is going to be the first one to scout here this game, and Terminator may follow up with the scout shortly, but he's got 3 guys in each gas. He is sending his probe around to the natural the second time, just to double check for any type of potential proxies, and it looks like he's going to return to his home base with that probe. He doesn't want to scout his opponent's main base.
Yeah, like I said, the timing is perfect for Terminator. He knows that his opponent is not going for proxy anywhere around the main base. And that's going to be it. Terminator, now he can play the game that he wants to. He doesn't have to prepare against any proxy play from his opponent, Oz. Oz just try to be extra safe early in the game by going for the scouting at the natural and that little corner area between the natural and the third base.
And it looks like Terminator, he's going for an early sentry here, getting a mothership core behind that. Oz is going to be the one to go for some stalkers here. He's got his second gateway just about to complete here, so from the look of things, he's going to go for the 3-stalker opening. And Terminator following this up with the second stalker, so he just wants to focus on playing defensive here.
His gameplay right now, getting the sentry and the stalker with the mothership core, he's just trying to play a little bit safe. But of course, while not going for the scouting, this tells me that Terminator is pretty much the game plan right now is I don't care as long as I defend early aggression from my opponent. If the game goes to mid-game or late game, I'm going to win no matter what. That's the feeling that I'm getting from Terminator's play right now as he throws down the Nexus at the natural, but we do have a 3rd gateway out on the way from Oz.
Oz is opting to be more aggressive this game. He does have a pylon or probe on the Terminator side of the map.
Oh, the pylon does not get scouted at all.
Very nice. I love how these players are starting to adapt to common proxy locations on the map, and like, look at where that pylon is, man. You're not going to scout that. That's ridiculous.
So here comes the first stalker, sees that there's a Nexus over there.
Alright, so this is Oz chronoing out that Warp Gate ability. He's going to be able to warp in 2 additional stalkers, making a Twilight Council behind it. Meanwhile, Terminator, he is getting the Robo, getting an additional gateway, and his Nexus is nearing completion. We'll also be able to use this hallucinated Phoenix to scout out his opponent's base and see what's going on here. A second pylon also showing up near the natural here. Terminator, he's going to have to handle this perfectly.
Yeah, well, he needs to make sure he doesn't force a cancel on the Nexus. Yes, there's a lot of stalkers over there, but if he has perfect force fields and a Nexus cannon, he can still throw away some of the stalkers over here. So it's really crucial for Terminator to decide what he wants to do. If no cancel, there's a Nexus cannon, and force it so Oz's units a little bit away, but Oz can still micro the stalkers and attack the Nexus.
Indeed, that's what he's doing here, and the Nexus cannon getting pretty low on health. Oh, force fields go down, but they don't
nice reaction
connect.
From Oz.
All right. Oz, he is getting Blink now. Going to continue with the Stalkers, chronoing out that Blink. I like this one. He's going to try the bust, the natural, by just overpowering his opponent with units and trying to snipe off the Immortals wherever he can.
Yeah, and we have a 4th gateway going up, so this is now going to be an all-in situation from Oz. He knows that he can win this game easily, as long as he has perfect micro with the blink finishing up.
I like that he's keeping the Militia Core at home as well. He can use that for defense. And the Stalker's moving in here, trying to do a little bit of damage. The most dangerous thing here for Oz is the sentries. If they force field these Stalkers in, then the Immortal's just going to go to town on them and completely destroy them. Oz, his best bet is to simply try the bait out if he force fields. Perfect! Exactly. Meanwhile, reinforcing with more units and eventually waiting until the blink completes here. He's putting down another Chrono on it. The supplies right now are very even.
Yeah, but that's still 2 Immortals, so it's hard for Oz to engage into this. He needs to wait for the blink to finish, and I have to say, he's buying enough time. Terminator is buying enough time to get a second Nexus Cannon right now.
Force fields go down! Can they get the Immortals?
Picked off.
One Immortal gets killed for the price of a Zealot. Blink is so close to completing here. The Blink, in addition to this army, could be the biggest difference here.
And Terminator's force fields are doing nothing at this point. He's doing
Blink is finished, Blink is finished. Here we go, the Stalkers, they're going to go for a forward Blink.
First down, and now the Nexus Cannon is down, but can Oz get some Stalkers over here? Yes, he's trying to get out of there, but the Nexus Cannon is down, so I think he has to force the Blink out of the natural right now. But also doing a nice job inside the main base, attacking some of the gateways with the Mothership Core.
Oz reinforcing with a few more units here. He's picked off 2 of the Immortals. Needs to get that 3rd one, though. It's going to come down to control. Does Oz have the control to pull this off? The supplies are still very even here, and the longer this game goes on, the more Terminator's economy.
He's going to go for the blink inside the main base into the main.
And at the same time, he may use this to force field off the natural when his units move in here.
Yeah,
Oz is playing so smart, going to move forward. Oh, is he going to be able to get the Immortal? I hear that's what he's trying to focus fire down. At the same time, he's going to be able to move into the natural with his other units, but he's not going to end up doing that. The Mothership Core does fall. Stalker's blinking out now, and look at the army difference here. Oz, he has the superior army. He can use the force fields in addition to the blink to make the biggest difference here. It's going to come down the micro.
Well, I don't think he even cares about the blink right now because he knows that he has more army than his opponent, and all he has to go
he's going to get the Nexus.
Let's go for the Nexus.
The Nexus indeed falls here. Another Immortal has completed. The sentries will fall. Oz actually, though, behind in supply. The advantage is the blink Stalker and mobility. It's still anyone's game.
Yeah, well, Oz is coming in heavily right now, and he did take out the Nexus, but since it's up to 4 gateways, he needs to deal a little more damage. He's trying to go for the Immortal right now.
The Immortal getting very low on health here. Is he going to be able to snipe that? It's so close to dying, but one Stalker blinking forward, and no, it's not going to end up picking that off. The control from Terminator still very good here.
Yeah, just a little miss micro from Oz. He almost got the Immortal, but I have to say he overcommitted a little bit. It's just better for him to take a Nexus behind this while keeping constant pressure on his opponent with some force fields, blocking some Immortals at the front.
Terminator now moving forward here. The blink, it's not going to be, I don't think it'll be enough to be able to finish off these additional units here. Oz, the control was good from him, but Terminator, equally good control. So we do have a Nexus just being constructed behind this, and it looks like we may just move into more of a standard game. Terminator, though, moving across the map. He wants to go for blood.
Ooh, whoa, this is going to be a little baser right now as the Stalkers are at the natural,
they're going to force a cancel on the Nexus.
Now, he could try to still go back and try to defend, but he doesn't know where the Immortals are. But Terminator, he's going to pull back. One Immortal almost getting picked off, but it's not going to happen. As the Immortals are really strong, and those Stalkers need to blink out of there.
Oh, but
nice force fields.
Yeah, excellent force fields, picking off 2 additional Stalkers there. If we look at the overall army supplies here, Oz, he is way behind on units here. He needs to play very defensive and just, rely on that Nexus Cannon if he can buy enough time before Terminator moves across the map with his units here.
Yeah, Oz did a nice job forcing a cancel once again on the Nexus. This is really crucial as he's going to have his own Nexus up much faster than his opponent. There is an Immortal coming out from Oz, so eventually he can defend against the attack. The problem is, can he buy enough time to get those units out?
I don't know about this. I think Oz may just have to go back into his main base here. There's no way he can hold this expansion. Oz does not want to go for the attack. He doesn't even want to try to utilize Time Warp. Yeah, he is not keeping that expansion.
Yeah, well,
good
nice
force fields go down.
Immortal gets taken out, but nice force fields from his opponent. Terminator also does pick up a few cells over here, and he buys enough time to get the Immortal out. And also what's crucial about this is now Terminator is a little bit scared since he doesn't have 3 Immortals, which means that he bought enough time for Nexus Cannon energy.
Does he have the 100 energy? He is so close to it.
Five energy left.
Look at this, just juking back and forth here. And okay, Nexus Cannon
goes down.
He needs to use it. Oz, he's not using the Nexus Cannon. There we go. Nexus Cannon goes down. One of the Immortals is going to fall. And Terminator, he's got to back up here.
Yeah, and since Terminator doesn't have Blink, I don't think he can actually take out the Nexus, especially with the Nexus Cannon and Oz having his own Immortal and nice force fields going down with his own Blink behind this.
Well, he's going to go ahead and try to attack once the Nexus Cannon ends here, but Oz, with a very smart run by with 3 Blink Stalkers, he's going to be able to pick off a lot of these probes here. Nexus Cannon going down from Terminator here, but does he have enough energy for a second one in the natural? The additional Stalker reinforcements will scare these 3 Stalkers away, but the attack from Terminator that's illuminating in at Oz's main base, he's not going to have a Nexus Cannon the next time around, so he has to rely on amassing a ton of sentries in order to pick apart this army.
Well, I have to say, Oz's force field micro throughout the whole game today was fantastic. So personally, I do believe that Oz can defend against the second attack, and because of that, because Terminator knows that his force field hasn't been great, and since Oz's force fields have been fantastic, he's gonna back out.
Alright, so supply-wise, pretty even. Terminator with a slight edge, but his economy, I think, is going to be a little bit behind Oz's, but
and also
nothing significant.
Also, his upgrade is 1 behind his opponent. This is going to come into play. It's not going to come into play if the game goes for extra, 10 to 15 minutes. But immediately, if both players try to engage, and if Oz doesn't know that he is far behind in upgrades, then he could actually lose the engagement. It's better for him to take a third base right now, try to follow up with the upgrades, and just play as safe as possible.
The Terminator, he's got a lot of resources. He could certainly go for a third base behind this. Up to 700, actually, uncharacteristic. He does spot the proxy pylon here, so that's going to prevent Oz from going for any kind of weird timings later on in the game or knowing run-bys. Now the +2 is on the way for Terminator, getting that third base and Blink. I like it, man. He's just sitting back, playing defensive, focusing on the late game because the supplies have evened out here. And despite so much pressure and tension on each side, we're moving into a really even mid-game.
Now the difference is Oz is going for Colossus, Terminator is not.
Terminator, if he's not going to go for the Colossus, then he needs to go for the air units, otherwise he is going to be fighting from behind. Going for the Templar Archives.
I have to say, if he has the timing before a critical number of Colossus are out, because of the upgrade advantage and because of the Archon advantage, he could still win the game. Yeah,
that's true. There will be a time in there where the Archon advantage will be simply enough to overwhelm the Colossus from Oz.
And there we go. Stargate coming out.
Stargate, there you go.
You need a Stargate eventually, unless you're trying to hit a timing attack against the opponent who's going for Colossus.
Yeah, but Oz, though, I think he may be able to end up scouting this. He's going to see pretty much all of the tech pieces from Terminator here.
Ooh, really close right now.
Oz, you need to move towards that natural, man. What are you doing?
Well, he's so focused right now trying to micro against the Stalkers. So that's why he couldn't see the Stargate. Little unfortunate, but he was trying to micro something else on the map, so it's inevitable.
I'm sure eventually he'll go ahead and scout that, but Oz going for the second robotics bay here. Not the best decision due to his opponent going for that Stargate tech, but there is going to be a small timing window where he will have a superior army composition over his opponent.
And it really depends on what Terminator decides to go for with the Stargate.
Yeah. If he goes for pure Void Rays, that can be pretty good. If he goes for the Tempest and gets enough of them, they're going to completely counter.
Yeah. So it's really crucial for Oz to scout what his opponent is going for, and what is Terminator going to do? Oz doesn't know about the Stargate, but we don't see any Stargate units coming out. And
it's going to be Tempest. And you know what? Perfect decision. That's what you build to counter the Colossus. It's that simple, man.
Yeah, well, we do have 2 Colossus out in the way. Now the Immortal count is still high for Terminator, so now it's going to be a little stalemate between the 2 players right now. But look at this Blink inside the main base with the 4 Stalkers. Really nice play.
And instantly Oz is warping in a few Stalkers of his own here. Going to go for a forward Blink. Seeing if he can pick off a few of these Stalkers. Some of the probes get sniped here, but not overall the biggest deal. It's still 51 to 58 Harvesters with Terminator in the lead. And these additional Stalkers are going to fall. Oz, I think he needs to go for a timing attack really soon here, or his opponent's army composition is going to overwhelm him.
Yeah, because the Tempests are really good against the Colossus, so now he's slowly moving out on the map. But it's so crucial for him to see the scouting information. His last game against Stork saw the Tempest coming, and he just did not react well. This is a different scenario where Oz does not see what his opponent is going for.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Phoenix needs to see the Tempest coming out. It might be a little bit too late, however, as the Tempests are starting to gather up on the map right now.
Oh, look at this. Instantly, Oz turns around, and he's moving forward here. Is he going to go for an attack on the third base?
I like this decision. He needs to deal some damage against his opponent, but those two Tempests are already out on the field, so it's going to be a little bit hard for Oz to make something work. But he definitely needs to make something work, knowing that he is running against time right now.
Tempest actually going a little bit too far ahead of themselves there. One Tempest very low on energy. The Blink Stalkers scaring them away for now, but Oz, he can't attack anymore.
Yeah,
his timing window is gone. There's too many Immortals, 7 Immortals, in addition to 3 Archons and 2 Tempests here.
Yeah, and Oz, he's playing it really smart right now. He knows that the Tempests are already out. Critical number of Tempests from Terminator is out on the field. That's the reason why he didn't go for the engagement, except this one lonely Colossus on the right side of the map. Why are you over there, Colossus?
I don't know. I think that, well, it's going
to deny the fourth base.
Yeah, it is. Very nice
Very
job
nice
there from Oz. I'm sure that was all according to plan. He certainly intended on doing that.
You know, 300 minerals and 200 gas, well spent.
Yes. All right, well, we do have the +3 attack on the way for each player here. Oz, though, actually ahead now as far as upgrades go slightly. Getting the charge as well. Oh, nice charge. Zealot run by here, but the Nexus Cannon will pick off these Zealots quite fast here. And the Dark Shrine will not be scattered as well. So important to point out there. And,
almost.
Miss micro.
Almost close empowered. Almost.
All right, well, the problem for Oz right now is Terminator has a superior army composition.
Yes.
And it's scary.
It's really scary right now. He can't fight the army head on. That's the reason why he's going for the DT. He's trying to eat away some army. And there is 2 observers out on the map, but those are not with the main army. So if he catches his opponent off guard where Terminator is forcing a fight where the observer isn't there, and if he doesn't realize that the DTs are eating away on the Colossus, some of the Archons and the Immortals, then he can still win the game.
More prisms on both sides here. Terminator going to move back to defend. And it looks like we're going to see some additional DTs warp in here. So this is sexy, man. I love the DTs moving in here because there's no detection in the main or natural. They go and snipe the Robo, and now they're moving towards the natural. The amount of economic damage that's going to be done here is very significant. Oz also pressing forward at the same time towards the third. This could be a mistake, though. He's going to be caught out of position compared to the rest of these units. The Tempests are going to snipe.
Recall out of there. Remember that. He has a Mother Core over here.
He needs the recall. He needs the recall. Oz, is he going to go for the recall?
Well, it seems like he's getting trapped out of position, and he doesn't have energy for the recall.
Oh, this is terrible.
He needs to run. He needs to start running. Okay, well, he's going to try to fight over here and going for the 1 Tempest. That's going to get picked up easily. But slowly he needs to get out of there. He's doing a nice job killing a lot of probes, but can he replenish enough army against this army from Terminator? That's going to be the key
look
at
the big picture. Terminator, he's behind. Well, never mind. He is ahead in supply, but his economy is completely done for. He's on one base. That's it.
All Oz has to do is defend once. Now, the army for Terminator is much better than Oz, but all Oz has to do is win, just defend once, or go for a base race and win the fight.
Now, I could see a base race potentially working here, but Oz, he doesn't even have his Stalkers with his main army here. And Terminator moving into the main base.
And there's no Stalkers over here. That's only pure Immortals over here. So his opponent Terminator is going to
excellent force fields.
Army, but excellent force fields going down. But remember, there are Archons in Terminator's army.
The Stalkers are able to snipe that expansion there. Now backing off the Terminator. His army's simply too large here. He's going to be able to crush the remaining forces of Oz. Supplies 101 to 141. Terminator in the lead. Both players are going to suffer huge economic losses at this point, and Terminator even moving a lot of his probes away here to try to chase down those Stalkers, but it's not going to work.
So how can Oz right now, he only has 4 Immortals. He has a couple of Archons, but the problem is Tempest. He cannot take out the Tempest right now. He doesn't have a critical number of Stalkers to go for the Blink, so all he can do right now is fortify himself inside the main base. I feel like he should do a huge warping of Stalkers and just sacrifice those Stalkers of the Tempest just to have a chance to win this game.
I feel like the Stalkers could do a great job here, just massing the Blink Stalkers and trying to do a base race.
Yeah, and the key problem is he could try to warp into DTs, but his opponent already has an Observer with this army. Can he actually get the Observer? So close right now. If he can get the Observer,
that's
he can
what he's trying to do.
Yeah, he can warp in a lot of DTs right now and overpower his opponent's ground army, because remember, there's no Robo from Terminator right now. There's 2 Observers out in the field, but there's only 1 with the main army.
And so Terminator is just slowly creeping in here with using the Tempest range. This is how you use the Tempest, man. This is the best way to utilize them. Trying to move forward. Can he snipe the Observer? Can he go for it? He needs the gun!
He needs to kill
the Observer! What is he doing? Ah!
He's focusing on all the units right now, and this is going to cost him the game as he does not take out the Observer. And now Oz doesn't have anything to do against your GG.
Terminator, with the superior army composition, ends up winning the game. Oz, he did a lot of really cool strategical play, but he scouted the Tempest a little bit too late, and he had the improper unit composition to deal with late game PvP scenario. Colossus essentially eating up supply.
Oh yeah, and he did see the Tempest, and he did make the best out of the scenario. However, it was too late, I have to say.
All right, so the score right now, 3-1. Evil Geniuses still ahead of their opponents here. And it's going to be down to Alive versus Ty in the next match. If Alive can win, he will close out